He also co-wrote it and directed it. All the jobs. It's incredible. Everybody please welcome Dev.Patel. Freezing on set, they always have warmers. I was like, what are these? Are my warmers? Congratulations again. It's the 15th anniversary of Slumdog. Like,
wow.
Do you? I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, that's like so cool. Do people still stop you for that?
They do.
Yeah,
I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
I stopped going to Indian weddings now because they always play the J-Ho songs.
Do they think you're gonna dance?
I'm the worst dancer. My hips lie. They lie.
That's actually more fun to watch. Yeah. It's like going to karaoke and the
I'm
people
just so
are
gangly, so it's, you know, I'm not the best dancer.
Like I said, super fun to watch. Well, wait, you did a show called Skins before, and that was pretty racy. So I have to ask, so your parent, do you get uncomfortable because you're like, are my parents gonna see this? Like, are my family?
Yeah. So there was quite a few sex scenes in the show. I was 16.
They said, oh.
Yeah. Let's just say I went to prom alone. And so
you felt ill-prepared.
Yeah, I was ill-prepared.
Yeah.
And all we had in the Patel household was some tapes of some old James Bond movies. So I would watch, you know, I thought, okay, you need some ice and, you know, like how Pierce Brosnan does it. And the first thing when I go to set, the scene is me trying to sustain whilst trying to say every Hugh Grant movie. And then there's this thing called additional sound recording, ADR.
Yeah.
And so I'd never been before, so I took my mum with me, which was a huge mistake, because I had to record those scenes. And then I think she turned to the producer and goes, oh, he just sounds just like his dad. So
I love your mom!
She's got no filter.
I don't either.
I don't either, so.
She is hilarious.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I'm hot right now.
I know, my ears just got really red.
We have opposite moms. My
We're
mom
going to be selling an action movie. What's going on?
No, I love action, by the way. I can't wait to the film. No, I just love my mom is complete opposite. I can't, anytime I even talk about anything sexual, anything, like, she's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Mom,
and I'm like very open, so, but that's funny. Right in front of everyone.
Yeah.
Wow. I hear that you often say that she maybe, like, could have been the actor of the family, too, because she's quite the character.
I think everyone in a like a 10-mile radius knows Anita Patel. She is a character.
Well, now we do.
Yeah.
And we also have an idea what your dad does.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Which is, you're welcome, America.
Sorry.
You don't have to put an imagination out on it. So wait, I hear this is really sweet. So with your first paycheck from Skins, you actually got your sister a bed?
I got my sister a bed. Yeah.
That's like a really nice bed. That's nice.
Yeah, and then
it's like a random gift to give
right, yeah, I know. The thing was, we have this thing in London called the Argos catalogue. Yeah. And it's like, you know, all these products. So I'd always want to, like, what's the best kettle I could get my mum? What's this? So with my first decent paycheck, I did the house up.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love shopping.
I love shopping.
I hear it's so good. I hear that you cook for your family too.
I'm trying to perfect a good chicken curry.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You aim high.
It's not quite like the Gordon Ramsay approach. It's more Jamie Oliver. It's just like grab everything and like, throw it in there.
Yeah.
But curries are very forgiving, you know, so the more spice, the merrier.
Yeah, I'm not good at cooking. I would never even attempt that dish.
Okay, yeah, I'll teach you.
Okay, look, literally those two chefs have been on here to help me.
Have they?
And still, I still am not good, All right, well, let's take a quick break. Jeremy and our audience is going to help us out.
Hey, Kelly, did you know Dev.Patel is a black belt in Taekwondo?
What?
It's true, but do you know what else is true? I'm a third-degree black belt
Oh,
in
he just
Taekwondo. So, Kelly, let me know if there's anything out of line. I'm watching him. Anyway, more with Kelly and Dev after the break.
Congratulations. You can also see it in theaters now, everybody. So you star in it, you direct it, you co-wrote this movie. Explain it for everyone.
It's one big panic attack waiting to happen.
Undertaking.
Yeah, basically, I just wanted to create the film that young Dev always wanted to see.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the action genre.
Me too.
And, you know, when I started writing this over 10 years ago, the only roles I was getting were like the comedy sidekick or the guy that hacks the mainframe or something.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be expressed like my hero Bruce Lee, you know?
Yeah.
As a kid, you know, he had the same kind of skin tone as me, dark hair, and you know, I went and bought some rubber nunchucks and broke every cabinet in the kitchen. That's why I did the house up, obviously. But it's kind of an action film with a real heart. It's an anthem of the underdog. Yeah. You know, obviously it's me, so you know, I'm not jacked up and bursting out of my suit. You know,
but you go from getting your behind whooped to just like, did you get hurt?
So I broke my toes just before we started. Then I broke my hand in the first action scene. So that was very painful.
Yeah.
And we carried on shooting, and then I had to put a nail in it because it's quite a low-budget film. And the doctor's like, you cannot put more than a pound or two of pressure on this thing. Otherwise, it's like pulling a bent nail out of wood. And I was like, I got you. And then we went straight back to filming the action.
And you didn't listen at all?
Yeah. I'm like throwing myself out a window and bouncing off the very next day.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's kind of, it's part of the I'm no Jackie Chan, let's just say that. So.
No, it's incredible though, and I love that it all kind of started from like your dad, right? He told you
He's got
about
this
it,
little chain around his neck with this monkey holding a mountain in one hand.
Yeah.
And I would ask him this story, and he's like, wait till your granddad comes back from Kenya. That's where my parents are from. And he told me the story of this Indian mythology and Hanuman. If you go to a gym in India, you'll see Arnold Schwarzenegger and Hanuman. And he's kind of, he represents like nobility and courage and strength. But also, in one of the old stories, he's someone that forgot who he was. He lost confidence in himself. And that, for me, was an interesting arc for an action movie of not someone that has the perfect quips for each occasion and someone that you don't think is going to win.
Yeah.
And he needs to be reminded by other outsiders and other marginalized people who he is. And together they challenge the gods of society, the status quo.
I love where it like stems from. That's the coolest thing. And also, I think it's so cool like when you just do something because you want to make it because you want to see it. You know, so you want to be a part of it because you just want to watch it. That's like the project.
Hey, I built my own reality with my own fists and legs, and I carved my own lane, and I want this to be a message to other young creators. No matter what you look like, where you come from. There's,
how many nails you have?
How many nails? But we shot during a pandemic, and I had to use my mobile phone because the camera broke. It's in the movie.
Oh my gosh, you
GoPros,
could be one of those billboards shot on an iPhone.
But it's like, no, seriously.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
how you navigated too with being a director, and how you navigate the story and it unfolds, and you figure out why certain things are happening. You did such a great job with the storytelling. I just feel like that would be very hard, and you did a really good job at that. But it's important for you, I think, at this point, just from your catalog of stuff. Like, it's important to pick projects that kind of celebrate your heritage, right?
Yeah, completely. I mean, there was a time in my life where I was ashamed of the Indian part of my heritage.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
But when you're in school in Greater London, it's not the coolest. So I'm trying to, I'm doing everything I can not to show that part. And, going and shooting films like Slumdog and doing all these other movies, it kind of, I realized actually, I'm, with the first movie that I'm going to direct, I'm not just going to double down, I'm going to triple down on the culture. Because, we're all the underdogs of our own story. You know what I mean? Everyone is, to an extent. And for me, I want to take all the ugly bits and the vibrant bits and kind of, I grew up watching Bollywood and Bruce Lee and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Carrey and Jackie Chan. It's all in there. It's the cocktail that makes me, which is,
I love it. I also think it's cool too because not everybody knows a lot about your heritage, even though it's mythology, even though any of that. I think it's a cool way to teach people.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I think that's awesome too with great messaging. So you got a special compliment recently, right?
Yeah, it was I'd been away for a while doing this, and then we went to the South by Southwest Festival.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, there was a queue 3 blocks down. I thought they were there for the Ryan Gosling movie, and then someone in the car was like, they're there for you. They're there for Monkey Man. I was like, what? And then
over Ryan
but there was an older Indian gentleman, and he grabbed my hand and he shook it, and he goes, I'm jealous of my 14-year-old son. And I was like, that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
And he's like, he has someone that looks like him to look up to now.
Representation.
Yeah. And he just thanked me for that. I was a little emotional. Maybe it was my hormones that day. I don't know. But it was really, really, really amazing.
What a great compliment. It's like why we do it in the first place. That's so cool. Well, let's take a look at Dev's new movie. Here he is, writer, director, and actor in Monkey Man.
Come to this place tonight. Bet on a Khan and make a killing. Do you know? I'll be fighting him. The monkey will win the first 2 rounds and go down in the third. What's in it for you? I want a promotion.
Comedian and actor. You saw him in all 3 seasons of Ted Lasso. You can see him now in Renegade Nell. It's streaming on Disney+. Please say hello to Nick Mohammed.
Yeah, I was trying to work out. Were you in Montana when we did it over
I think I was. It was like, and what you couldn't see is it looked like I was in like a finished, beautiful little cabin. But no, there were no windows. It was cold.
Okay.
I was like pretending it was like not a finished cabin.
Right, okay.
But for TV purposes, it was totally great.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
They were like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine." Well, the last time I saw you, you'd never been to the U.S. Yeah, I talked to you. So how many times now? You must have been.
I think I've been 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 times.
What's your
Second
favorite?
time in New York and 3 times in LA.
Oh, okay, so only New York and LA? There's a lot in the middle there.
New Mexico as well. Albuquerque as well.
No, random. Okay, Albuquerque, New Mexico. All right, I like that. That's a fun place to snowboard. So wait, do you ever take souvenirs back if you're here a lot or LA?
I try to, just for the kids really. Try to sort of grab something like a fridge magnet or anything like that.
No, that's exactly what my kids say when I get back from anything. They're like, so,
What have you got?
do you have anything? And I'm like, what? Well, I'm not Santa Claus. Like, I'm not every time I go somewhere. But then I usually do pull out something.
Yeah.
I hear that when you started in your family, you're a very musical family.
We are a musical family.
Yeah.
Mostly down to my wife, who's a music teacher. She's director of music at the school. So yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how we met. We met through playing in the orchestra together at university.
I know, I love that you said mostly your wife, but you play the violin, right?
I play violin and piano. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. I played violin when I was young, too. I think
Yeah.
my mom was glad when we had to pawn
Did you
it.
stick it out?
Yeah. She was like, we have to pawn this. We need money. And she was like, also, stop. But you were, I don't know, you got to play on Telesaurus like 3 seasons. What a great cast. What a great set of people. I love Hannah. I love the whole cast. It's the chemistry was amazing.
Oh, it's honestly, it is such a privilege to have been on that show. I can't speak more fondly of it. It was, we're all great friends. There's a very active WhatsApp group, and it was just an absolute delight. I kind of can't believe it. It's sort of,
And you got to tie in music. It was you and your wife,
we
right?
did, yeah, because I can't remember which episode 10 maybe of season 3. There's a bit where Nate sort of goes back to his sort of family home and finds his old violin and starts playing it. And Jason knew that I played violin, so he kind of wrote that in really.
Yeah.
And it was me playing, and then my wife was actually accompanying. She was on piano in the background, and so
That's
it was
so
really,
cool.
it was nice and sweet. Yeah, it was lovely.
That was cool. And it was his idea, right, to bring your wife in too, to have the whole scene.
Yeah, no, she just turned up.
No, I just thought that was like a really
No,
cool
it was.
thing to do
It was-
for like a couple. That's so beautiful.
It was so nice. I mean, Jason's always about that, sort of trying to find sort of a lot of truth to performances
Beautiful.
and things like that. So yeah.
And it's kind of how y'all bond, I hear. You and your wife still, you
Yeah,
always play.
definitely. Yeah.
Very sexy. Okay. Well,
You haven't heard us play.
You have, right? I got it. But it's so special that you're doing it together. Your wife's like, stop.
Yeah. I should say, she's so much better than me, by the way.
You have to say that. She's gonna be like, why did you say that? I sounded bad. So wait, so you have gray hair in it, and then it kind of progressively gets even more. How was that like seeing like what it was gonna look like in the future? Like, 'cause that's really great.
Oh yeah, that's
Because
really
you
great.
have a nice little salt and pepper situation going on
This
here.
is all natural.
Yeah,
This is
that's nice. I like that you don't dye it. It looks so cool. It's
Well,
sexy,
yeah, so this is, I've got a little bit of grey hair,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
but yeah, it was kind of, it was strange actually. I remember, I think that shot was a wig, but they did paint it in season 2 so it would get progressively more grey, but by season 3 it was a wig. I don't know, I didn't mind it. I kind of, I just like, it's fine really.
I love costumes. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Helps you lean into whatever character you're playing.
Completely.
Or I'm not really playing a character. I just play like Halloween. So it's not like in movies or anything. I just love doing it. Oh gosh. So the new show.
We also just talk about how great Dev.Patel is, and I just think, I mean, oh my goodness.
You've got to see Monkey
I've seen Monkey Man, and it is phenomenal. And he is, I'm preaching to the converts.
There's
You don't
so
really
much
think, I mean,
action.
like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, he's phenomenal. So talented. Anyway, love
Yeah. Well, speaking of great projects, you're on Renegade now right now. So tell everybody what's it about.
Renegade Now is a new show on Disney Plus. It stars Louisa Harland as a highway woman in the 1700s who is wrongly accused of murder. But there is a kind of supernatural element to it where I come in as this sort of little fairy sprite thing called Billy Blind, who kind of gives her, or not even gives her, like together. Oh yeah, there it is.
I mean, this level of mullet is so. I mean, you get great hair in all your projects.
Thank you, yeah, it's now contract, my contract that I have to have.
Did you just play with it when you were?
I do want to. I kind of got this sort of like weird little plait bits that kind of hang down there.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's
I liked
very
it.
rock and roll.
Yeah, it was quite rock and roll. I feel like I look like my mum in it actually, but yeah, I play this little sprite who kind of together they have sort of it gives her sort of this sort of super strength power and it's a real family swashbuckling adventure really.
I'm gonna love it. I love magic. I love any kind of stuff like that. It's so
And
cool.
it's written by the genius Sally Wainwright. So I don't know if you're familiar with any of her projects, but
Yeah.
Happy Valley and Gentleman Jack. And this is a family show, is Renegade Now, but a lot of her others are maybe a bit grittier, but it still kind of thematically has a lot to say about, I guess, female empowerment, class, social injustice, and so on. But it's fantastic.
I love as a parent being able to watch this with my kids and like it's like the messaging gets in there, but in like a cool way for them.
Yeah,
I love about art.
Yeah, it's quite hidden. I agree with that. I think it's particularly with Renegade Now, in that a lot of it never feels preachy.
Yeah.
Even though thematically it has got a very strong message, but it's always kind of, I guess, hidden within it being a period thing and the action sequences and the comedy of it.
It like teaches you subtly.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so here's Nick and Renegade Now.
Don't scream. Need to look up. Oh, I've been racking my brains trying to work out the best way of introducing myself without giving you a shock, Melly Jackson. Frankly, there isn't one. Of course, it isn't absolutely necessary that I should introduce myself, but in your case, I have a sneaking suspicion it might pop up sooner rather than later.
Well, that's unfortunate. Renegade Now is shooting now on Disney Plus. We've got basketball legend T-Bird here next. We'll be right back. Greatest basketball players in history. She's won 2 NCAA championships, 4 WNBA championships, and 5 Olympic gold medals for Team USA. She's now the subject of a new documentary that